So now we're ready to start attaching our slats to the bed frame here, and we're going to need our 2-inch screws, the correct bit, and your drill, and then of course the slats that we've already cut to size. So to figure out where to put our slats, and this was already done for us in the plan instructions so that they're all going to be evenly spaced out. That's what's all the measurements that we went along the long sides doing. So what we do is we take one of our slats and you line up the edge of your slat with the mark. If you notice, my X here is to my left side. So the X's will be covered up by the slats. You measure, or you lay the edge of your slat on the mark, right? So my black mark is there, this is where it should go, and that the slat is now covering my X. So I'm gonna do the same thing on that side, and they should be even if I made those marks correctly, all right? Now as far as the distance out from here that this should be, right? Because you see, I can have them on the right mark, but they can be uneven from side to side. So to measure that out, so you get even hangover on both sides, we're gonna take a scrap 1x4, in this case it's just one of our legs, and just lay it here. So that we're measuring the width of the leg, the width of the 1x4 is the distance that we're going to overhang the slat. So you can see I'm over here, so let me bring it in a bit. And that doesn't have to be super perfect, but that way you'll get it so that the slat is hanging over about the same amount on both sides. So there's my mark, and there's my slat. Perfect. So I'm going to hold that in place, and then the plan accounts for 4 screws per slat, so I'm going to put 2 here, and then 2 on the other end as well. And obviously just make sure that you're going somewhere in the middle of this board to attach this correctly. And this is sticking out a little bit past this board, so you want to make sure that you just come in a little bit. Because if I put my hand here, I can see this board this way. If I put a screw here, it's going to go right through. So be mindful of that. Alright, so this end is screwed into place. I'm going to flip it over now and remove the brace so we can keep adding our slats. So now again, our slat edge should be on the mark and the slats themselves covering the letter X. And then remember to keep one of those leg pieces handy so you can put it right under here and measure the distance out. Alright, so we're down to the last slat here, and I have my X on this side to the left, so making sure that my slat is covering the X, and then the edge of the slat is right there to the marked line. The last one I gotta do, make it flush so that the overhang is just the same as the width of our 1x4s. This is a leg piece, and all we gotta do is make the legs and attach them. So we're almost done, guys. So you grab the 2 pieces for your legs, and to screw them together, you're going to grab them, put them so the long sides are next to each other, and then one on top of the other to create a letter L, or a right angle, right, a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to screw these together along this edge. So you need 3 screws, and you're basically going to go 1, 2, 3 screws. And when you're lining this up, make sure that it's flush on this end, flush on this end, and flush over here as well. Okay, so my 4 legs are done right here. And now what we need to do is flip the whole platform upside down so we can attach these legs to the underside. To attach our legs, here's what you need to do. Grab the piece of scrap 1x4. This is from when we made the cuts for the platform. We had some pieces left over, so this is a 1x4. So you're going to take this piece, and I'm going to go here on one corner, and I'm going to lay it in there. Okay? It doesn't hang too good, but all we're basically using this is as a spacer, so that the space of this is going to allow us to put the leg here. We're going to use it to space. We're going to screw in 2 screws, 1, 2, 1, 2 here, so 4 total per leg. And then we're going to remove the spacer. So you're going to have like a little gap here, and the author of the plan says that that helps with squeaking. And I'm going to have to agree and say that this does work, because we have one that's about 3 years old that I built in my son's room, and we have never heard it squeak. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again on this one. So put the 1x4 scrap in there so it's flush with the bottom slat and up against both sides of these 2x4s. Lay this so it's flush up in the corner. Hold it in place, and then we're going to screw these in. So I got a bigger scrap piece of the 1x4 because this little one, it falls out, and I need them to span a couple slats so I make sure that I'm keeping it the full length, right, without moving. Excuse me, Allie. So this is good. I'll take my drill and one screw, please. Thank you. Okay, and then we can remove our little spacer here. Wait, Allie, jump. Next leg. So we're at our last corner, and I'm putting down the scrap 1x4 that I have. And now I'm making sure that I'm orienting it the same as the other ones. You just want the whole thing to be symmetrical, really. All right, that looks good. All right, put away the screws. Scoot everything out of the way so we have space to flip it. So let's get rid of our little spacer piece. Okay. So while my kids are picking up the supplies there, Allie, grab all those bits and put them on the counter. I am going to flip this baby over and see what we got. Whew, it's heavy. I need you guys to move back out of the way. Go back to the door. I don't want it to scrape you, okay?
Okay, I'm moving back.
And there it is. It's perfectly level. It doesn't shake. Man, we did a good job, guys.
We can sleep on it.
No, we gotta get the mattress. The mattress is coming tomorrow.
Camera friends, that's how we make a bed. Teamwork. Wow, actually,